Have you ever walked into a room and felt the weight of unspoken words? A feeling that the air itself is holding its breath, waiting for a moment that will change everything? Imagine such a room. It is not a grand hall or a king's court, it is a simple space borrowed from a friend, nestled in the winding, narrow streets of Jerusalem. The sun, a fiery orange orb, is just beginning to dip below the horizon, casting long dancing shadows across the city's ancient stones. The day, filled with the usual noise of merchants and pilgrims, is slowly giving way to the quiet hum of twilight. This is the stage, the place where a story of friendship, betrayal, and ultimate sacrifice is about to unfold. The room itself is modest, yet prepared with great care. The walls are made of cool, rough-hewn stone, their surfaces softened by the flickering light of several small oil lamps. As the disciples enter and find their places around the low table, a customary ritual is conspicuously absent, to wash the dusty, sandal-worn feet of the guests. But here, there is no servant. An awkward silence descends upon the room. Each man looks at the others, a flicker of pride and hesitation in their eyes. Then, something extraordinary happens. Jesus, their teacher, their leader, rises from his place. He removes his outer robe. He ties the linen towel around his waist. The disciples watch, a mixture of shock and confusion on their faces. What is he doing? This is not the way of a master. This is a profound reversal of the world they know. The simple act of tying a towel becomes a powerful sermon, spoken without a single word. He kneels first before Simon Peter. Peter, aghast, recoils. "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus looks up at him, his gaze both gentle and firm. "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." Jesus is not just washing away the dust of Jerusalem's streets. He is washing away their notions of greatness. He is showing them that to lead in his kingdom is to serve. To be first is to be last. One by one he moves around the U-shaped table. He kneels before each of them: James, John, Andrew, Matthew, Judas Iscariot. After the startling act of humility, Jesus puts his outer robe back on, returns to his place at the table. The disciples are no longer just weary travelers, they are now humbled students, their minds racing to comprehend what they have just witnessed. Jesus takes up a piece of matzah, holds it up before them. This is the bread of affliction. It has symbolized the poverty of slavery in Egypt, and the sudden, joyful rush of freedom. "Take and eat," he says, his voice carrying new authority. He breaks the brittle bread. The sharp crack echoes in the quiet room, a sound of separation, something being torn apart. He offers a piece to each disciple, meeting their eyes as they receive it. But then he shatters precedent, transforming the ritual into a new reality. "This is my body," he declares, "given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." The disciples chew the dry, crumbly bread, its familiar taste suddenly alien. A moment of cosmic reimagining. The bread of affliction becomes the bread of life. By sharing and redefining this bread, Jesus forges a new covenant, a new agreement between God and humanity. As the weight of his words about the bread settles over them, a profound sorrow seems to fall upon Jesus. The warm glow of the room suddenly feels colder. His face, which had been filled with the intensity of a teacher, now clouds over with a deep and visible pain. He looks around at the faces of the men he has chosen, the men he has loved and walked with for 3 years. His voice, when he speaks again, is low, almost a whisper, yet it cuts through the silence like a knife.
"Truly I tell you, one of you will betray me."
The words hang in the air, a poisoned dart. The disciples are stunned into disbelief. It is an accusation so horrific, so unthinkable, that for a moment no one reacts. The bond of this group, forged through shared hardship and shared hope, seems unbreakable. Who among them could even conceive of such a thing? Then a wave of confusion and fear washes over the room. The quiet fellowship is shattered, replaced by a frantic, panicked chorus.
"Surely not I, Lord. Is it me? It cannot be me."
It is John, the disciple described as the one whom Jesus loved, who finally gives voice to their collective need. Leaning back against Jesus' chest, in a moment of intimate trust, he asks the question that burns in every heart. The other disciples fall silent, their eyes fixed on Jesus, waiting for him to identify the traitor and end this unbearable suspense. Jesus does not shout the name or point a finger in anger. His response is subtle, almost cryptic, yet devastatingly specific to the one it concerns. "It is the one to whom I will give this piece of bread when I have dipped it in the dish," he explains. This act, dipping a choice piece of bread or meat into the common dish of herbs or sauce, was a gesture of honor and friendship. It was a sign of special favor. To use this very sign of fellowship to identify the betrayer is a gesture of profound and heartbreaking irony. With all eyes on him, Jesus takes a piece of bread. He dips it into the carousel, the sweet paste of fruits and nuts. Then he reaches across the table and hands it directly to Judas Iscariot. In that moment, time seems to stop. For Judas, this must have been a moment of searing shame.
What you are about to do.
Do quickly, the point of no return has been passed. With Judas gone, the oppressive tension in the room lessens, but it is replaced by a somber, melancholy atmosphere. The remaining 11 disciples are still unsettled, confused by Judas's abrupt departure, but unaware of its true purpose. Jesus turns his attention back to them, his true family. Now that the betrayer has departed, he can speak more freely about what is to come. This talk of leaving stirs a familiar anxiety within the group, especially in Simon Peter. He interrupts, his voice full of passion and a touch of arrogance.
Lord, where are you going? Lord, why can't I follow you now? I will lay down my life for you.
Jesus looks at his old friend, love, loyalty, and an unseen weakness. No anger, only deep, penetrating sadness.
Will you really lay down your life for me?
Before Peter can answer, Jesus delivers a devastating prophecy.
Very truly I tell you, before the rooster crows you will disown me 3 times.
The words are a cold shock. Peter is speechless. His promise tastes like ash in his mouth. First a betrayal from within their ranks and now a prophecy of denial. Their community's foundations seem to crumble. The night grows darker. The promised sorrows become painfully specific. After the chilling prophecy of Peter's denial, the meal continues its solemn progression. Jesus now reaches for another central element of the Passover Seder, the cup of wine. This was traditionally the third of 4 cups, the cup of redemption, symbolizing God's promise to redeem Israel. Jesus lifts the clay cup, dark red wine swirling in the lamplight, almost like blood. He gives thanks, his voice steady.
Drink from it, all of you.
They each take a sip of the rich fermented grape juice. He redefines the ancient symbol just as he did with the bread. Broken bread was his body. This wine is his blood.
This is my blood of the covenant, he explains, which is poured out for many for the forgiveness of sins.
He is not just going to be broken, he is going to be poured out. The blood covenant concept was ancient and powerful. It signified the most solemn, binding agreement, often sealed with sacrifice. His own life's blood will seal a new covenant, a new relationship between humanity and God. This new agreement will not be for one nation alone but for many. Its purpose is explicit: the forgiveness of sins. He transforms a meal remembering national redemption into symbols of universal spiritual redemption about to happen through him.
I will not drink from this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
He is closing a chapter. This is his last earthly meal, his last taste of wine in this world. The Last Supper is not just an ending. The formal rituals of the Passover meal are now complete. The bread has been broken, the wine has been poured, the betrayer is gone. The coming denials have been foretold. What remains is the heart of the teacher's final lesson. Jesus does not speak of strategy or revolution, he speaks of love. A new command I give you, he says, voice full of affection, love one another. As I have loved you, so you must love one another. Not a secret handshake, not a special robe, but love. Kneels to wash feet, shares a meal with his own betrayer, offers his life for his friends. He plants the seed of a community held together by radical love. He prepares them for a hostile world. He speaks of the Holy Spirit, the advocate, who will guide them, who will teach them, who will comfort them. He does not promise an easy life. He promises persecution and sorrow, but he also promises his peace. Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. Do not let your hearts be troubled. Do not be afraid. This peace endures even the most violent storms. Why does this one meal, eaten 2,000 years ago in a borrowed room, still hold such power over us? Why has it been painted, debated, recreated countless times? The Last Supper is more than a historical event. It speaks to the deepest parts of the human experience. A drama on a universal stage set in a specific time and place. In that room we see the very best and the very worst of humanity around one table. Unwavering love, loyalty, bitter jealousy, betrayal. These are the themes of our lives. The Last Supper holds up a mirror to our hearts, showing great love and profound failure. It shows these forces side by side, sometimes within the same person. Forgiveness permeates the evening, its most enduring legacy. Jesus shares his bread with his betrayer. The new covenant, forgiveness of sins, is a love that won't be conquered. That message of grace is immense hope, a lifeline for anyone who has fallen short. People gather in grand cathedrals and humble homes to share bread and wine in his memory. They are stepping back into that room, reaffirming their place in a story of love stronger than death. A seat is always waiting for us at the table.